Our scripture reading is coming from Luke 22, 31 and 32, which reads, Simon, Satan has asked to sift you as wheat, but I have prayed for you, Simon, that your faith may not fail. When you have returned back, strengthen your brothers. Now, these two verses are pregnant with a whole series of lessons, but I'll just look at 5 key lessons. We're discussing Simon, who we know as Peter before his conversion, being forewarned by Christ, with emphasis, his name being repeated, like Nigerians do, when they call you 3 times, just know something serious about to be said. He says, Simon. Could imagine his tone, Simon. There's something happening in heaven. Satan has located you and he wants you specifically. Lesson number 1, there's never a temptation that comes direct to us before being assessed by heaven and being given to us with full knowledge of what we have learned. So Simon, the devil is bargaining for you, because why? Each time the devil has an agenda for a particular individual, meaning you have potential to destroying the devil's kingdom, you have something about you that is peculiar. You are not like some to whom it may concern. Some temptations are targeted for certain individuals to bring out a certain learning point. And at this point, Simon was being sought. He says, Simon, Satan has asked to sift you as wheat. Usually Christ used allegories in those days to make understanding of the days to farmers, to understand, the sifting process of wheat is that one where you're trying to sefer and separate the chaff from the actual wheat grain. So it says he wants to try you, to shake you, to tempt you from all corners, Simon. But I have prayed for you. So this contrasting English grammar here, but almost negates the first statement. I love you, Simon, but you have this. It negates everything. It's an amazing but. It says, look, the devil, despite the devil asking for you, listen to what I have done. I have prayed for you. Not I am praying for you or I will pray for you. Christ already prayed for Simon, teaching us second lesson of intercession, that we should take to our knees, not when something has already happened or when something is yet to happen. We need to take to our knees to praying for those with potential of falling, potential of ailing. If there's one great fear that most people have, it's a fear of failure. It just eats you up and robs you of certain dignity and power and potency. And this is one such an instance that Simon Peter encountered. Failure is one degrading and humiliating experience in life that one would never want to experience. And Simon would learn a lesson from him. He says, I have already prayed for you, Simon. I have already taken to my knees to pray for you specifically. And such prayers that God never hesitates to answer, where you just sit down to pray for an individual, not because you are not in need, but because you feel you can spare a chunk of your time to interceding for so-and-so. On the aspect of intercession, John chapter 5 talks about a man for 37 years who longed to enter a pool, but could not because his prayer style was that of give me, until he learned selflessness, until he learned intercession, did God locate him. It is important that just from nowhere you dedicate to pray for Brother Collins, Brother Mali, Brother Esther, Brother John, out of your busy schedules. It creates a certain impact that melts heaven. Say, look at this man. He has lack, but he is putting others first. In fact, it is what melted God when Moses after God promised to take him straight to Canaan to say, let me destroy these people. He says, no, leave these people, have suffered enough. And God was so melted. And these are instances that we need to learn to intercede on behalf. And he says, I have already prayed for you, Simon, that your faith may not fail. Each time Satan is targeting any of you, it is just your faith that is at stake. Revelation says, if there's something you should not hold grip, it is your faith. Hold fast to your faith. Hold a strong grip to your faith. He says, I have prayed for you that you may not fail. And this is my prayer for each one individually, that when I sit down, I know your weaknesses and I say, help them in their courses, QM, FMA, help them individually. Sometimes I have a list because I like to know people by name, and I've had a rapport with so many of you. Not only in academics, marriages, finances, health, these are important to share. You guys create a family. You are like the, I think 24th, if not 25th intake I'm taking from UNAS, because each year has 2 intakes. So I've created a big family out of your school. Others actually get to come to my home. We meet when I'm around. So we create a family. So besides school, create a family. Pray for one another. In your small groups, you are ailing, you are failing to understand QM, but you're praying for so-and-so, and God blesses in abundance. He says, I have prayed for you. And the last part is, it's an amazing probability. He doesn't say, if you turn back. Some versions say, when you are converted. A phrase of certainty. He doesn't say, if you're converted. When, it means for sure, Simon, you may fall right now, but I know you return. So when you turn back, Simon, strengthen your brothers. And this is one thing that most Christians err in, getting back to others, sharing their experiences, and also teaching them that there is hope beyond failure. I have felt this course before. No wonder I usually talk about this failure, because at the point when I thought I was so good, I just had to repeat this course. And that was at my undergrad, and I was so eaten up, you know, where family knows that you're the brain bank, and, you know, you've been feeling shy to go back home and explain how I failed this course, but it was for a lesson that years later could help people understand these concepts in the simplest possible way. So failure has its own intent. Sometimes to others who don't assimilate it well, it takes them down completely. To others who realize that this failure is to grow them, this failure has increased my livelihood to a very greater extent, because even in my sleep, I'm able to find what a probability is. So I wish to inform you beforehand to say, some of you, these courses may take you down, but let failure not swallow you down. I pray that most or all of you make it until we graduate.
Amen.
And may God bless you all. Have a great day.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Mr.
sir.
Collins. God bless you.
Amen.